Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 2v2. That is right, a 2v2 on Road to Kharkov. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. RtN.Lemon, playing as the US forces in the yellow. His ally is going to be Mr. RtN.CieZ, playing as the British forces in the blue. And their opponents are going to be Mr. Foul Fortune, playing as the Osttruppen or Wehrmacht faction in the red. And his ally, again as the Osttruppen or the Wehrmacht, is going to be Mr. Foul Ari in the pink or purple trunks. So this is, of course, from the Clan Clash. Pretty nice tournament that we had over last week. Sorry for the lack of videos. Probably going to be seeing why in the vlog, so won't talk too much about it. What I will talk about, as far as the engagement goes here, I'm not going to talk about that. What I will talk about, as you can probably see, is that we have a little bit of a new overlay going down. You should be able to see around here the unit selection for both sides at the same time. You know, both players of each side. That's what I'm trying to say, as opposed to just being able to see one and then selecting between the other. Now, before we continue to see the game and get into it, I do have to say there's going to be some issues with it. This is my first attempt, and there are some situations that I wasn't prepared for. Primarily is that for some reason the game, whenever a faction ticks under 100 points, well, not 100 points, like loses 100 points, and it gives you, you know, the message right here in the center of the screen, it automatically switches your point of view back to the blue and the red player. Why? I don't fucking know. But it did that, so it messed up my overlay a little bit. I did catch it and was able to fix it, and on top of it every time. But it, you know, it made it a little bit more annoying. Also, it's gonna take a little bit getting used to, because I can't be selecting, you know, units at random, because if I do this, it switches over to the pink player, and we have both at the same time. So I gotta make sure that I'm always selecting blue and red. And I can quickly select something to check something, but I have to switch back, so, you know, it's going to be a little bit janky. We'll try to get it down and, you know, make it a little bit better. But, yeah, bear with me. And hopefully it's going to be good. So, anyways, we've been seeing some major engagements over here on the left-hand side. We have a sniper on the field for Fortune. We have Volksgrenadiers, 4 in total for Mr. Ari. He got himself 2 Grens and a sniper. Mr. Lemon has gone for rifles. Has 4 rifles on the field right now. No, 3 rifles, right? And it, shit, I just noticed there's another issue there with the overlay. I gotta make sure I put myself in a way. Sorry, whatever. Anyways, yeah, 11 went for rifles, and we got CieZ going for Vickers, more Vickers, and getting his own sniper currently on the field, which is gonna be heading out right now. Also, as far as, you know, the ebb and flow of 2v2s, I'm not really too familiar with it. I haven't casted 2v2s in a long while. I think I got one, like, a couple weeks ago, but that's about it. Been focusing more on the 1v1s, but yeah, with this tournament out on the Clan Clash, it should be good. Should be a good time to get some games out there, and hopefully this would be an amazing one. Not gonna cast any series specifically, but I'm just gonna, you know, try and get some games. And in fact, it should actually be 2v2 weeks, so I'm going to try and get 2v2s all week. So anyways, we see an engagement here going down. The Gren's trying to dislodge that rifle squad inside the house, managing to do so as there's a lot of volume of fire on it. However, 2 rifle squads coming up on the flank to get themselves behind the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers no longer benefiting from that heavy cover. Oh, a nasty mortar shot on top of the rifle squads, getting them down to low health. Down to 2. Oh, that squad could go down. Ooh, there goes down the rifle squad for Mr. Lemon. Bad luck. We do have a, I'm scared to click on it, but I believe it should be the mortar half-track. Yeah, it's a mortar half-track on the field there for Mr. Lemon. I shouldn't be scared to click on it. I can click on it and see, like, oh, it's mortar half-track, and then just switch back. There you go. And yeah, we also have the mortar there for Mr. Fortune, which got himself 3 kills right there with that hit. Working pretty well. And Ari seems to be getting nothing but Volks. He does have Battle Group Headquarters back at base, but that's essentially just to heal up everything. It means that Fortune does not have to invest into a med bunker, and it allows him to just simply move back and everybody gets heals at the same time, so that's pretty cool of them. Lemon pushing over on the left-hand side with his rear echelons, going to run into the sniper. Sniper moving from cover to cover, currently holding fire, not really attacking. It looks like he's just essentially just spotting there for the mortar. Going to move himself a little bit back, put himself away, you know, out of harm's way essentially, while still being in cover. Or potentially, it might seem that Fortune knows that there is a sniper on the field for CieZ and might be waiting for the counter snipe. Oh, nasty shot goes down on top of the mortar. Mortar gets cleared. Who has the mortar for the allies? Oh, well, it's a mortar half-track, of course. Mortar half-track is right back there, getting himself a nice clear with those two. Let's go ahead and switch back. Volks Grenadiers do push forward. It looks like Adi is going to be recovering that mortar instead. Fortune going to be left with a little bit less pop cap in that sense, but, you know, Adi doesn't have access to a mortar of that type, although, I mean, he does have access to the infantry support gun, so that's kind of better. You know, so who knows. Anyways, 2-2-2 on the field for Fortune. Going to be pushing forward, taking the advantage here that there's no real anti-tank. We do have a 6-pounder on the field for CieZ. Where is it? It is currently in the center, moving down south. So 2-2-2 able to harass here on the left-hand side. We do have Lieutenant on the field for Lemon. Going to be pushed back by the approaching infantry. Storm Piles, Grens, Volksgrens, everything, even in conjunction with a flamethrower, getting right on top of everything, and the axes break the left-hand side. Over on the right, we do have the infantry section healing itself up as it captures some territory. And we also have the Royal Engineers for CieZ capping territory in the center. Do we have any emplacements? Not that I can see. Ooh, that's also something you gotta keep in mind. Because if I'm not mistaken, the British emplacements, they appear like a third line under the faction, right, when you build them, so like the Bofors and such. So I gotta make sure that I can nail the placement of the other icons, but yeah, well, should be fine. Anyways, big push over here on the left-hand side. Volks Grenadiers trying to hold the line by themselves. He's getting riddled down by those LMGs. We do have the infantry company for Mr. Lemon. CieZ went for Vanguard Operations Regiment. Adi has selected the Doctrine as the breakthrough Doctrine, and Fortune is the only one that has not selected, which may potentially mean he's going for the elite troops just at the end, although, you know, he does have access to Osttruppen and Festoon, so, you know, not necessarily, but it's possible.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Over on the right-hand side, Rifles trying to push forward with the support of the Lieutenant. Their LMGs and the bar on the Lieutenant trying to do as much as it can, but there's a lot of firepower going down on top of them. A lot of defenses here for the Ostir. LMG squad popping back. It's going to try to hunt down the retreating rifle squad. Unable to do too much to it, but it does have the Lieutenant now in the way. The Lieutenant is going to be getting a little bit mowed down here by the LMG, but it looks like it's going to make it out of there just fine. Shots continue to fly. There goes some health damage, and it does make it out. 50 cal machine gun. Yeah, we do have 50 cal machine gun on the field for Lemon. Going to be trying to stop the approaching infantry, but it looks like the Axis are in great shape right now. They have a lot of the map and controlling a very, very strong portion of it. Sniper for CieZ. Let's go ahead and put a hotkey on that one. Ooh, the sniper for Fortune already died. I didn't catch the death, but considering the cluttered, and you know, maybe not do that. I mean, I guess maybe I'll just keep some key points, and yeah, let's see. So the sniper died before the 9-minute mark. So there you go. Trying to see if I can catch that sniper dying, and if it wasn't too important, maybe I won't show it, but if, you know, if it was, or just a normal one, you probably already saw it, so there you go. But yeah, gonna be kind of difficult to keep track of everything, so, you know, I'm probably gonna miss a lot of things. But hey, practice makes perfect, right? Hopefully by the end of the week, we are fucking awesome. Captain now on the field for Lemon, gonna be pushing out, gonna be making sure that 222 is not all up in their face. Center map, CieZ moving around with this Brits. This does have the 6-pounder guns moving around. Royal Engineers moving around to the right-hand side with the support of the infantry section. Infantry section going to be trying to duking it out against the Volksgrens. Volksgrens are there by themselves, so they're going to lose, although there are 2 more Volksgren squads going in that direction. But with the Royal Engineers getting on top of them, those SMGs are going to do a lot of punishment, a lot of damage, and quickly clear out the squad and forces it to retreat. So there they go. Over on the left-hand side, the 222 has taken some damage, but it's now currently covered by a big wall of flesh here. Rear echelons pushing forward with their sweepers. Shreks flying in the directions. Big flank here as Rifles, Lieutenant, and even a 50 cal machine gun pop up. Gets itself right in front of the house. The mortar setting up, or already set up in the wall. Going to be taking a lot of damage there, but the mortars are trying to do as much as they can here. And they do manage to force away the rear echelons and do a little bit of damage to the Rifles. Rifles now being shot at there by the mortar, forced to retreat, and Lemon is unable to break the left-hand side flank. 50 cal in the house, forced to retreat. Lieutenant popping inside. With its bar, going to be trying to do as much as it can, but it's currently surrounded by a lot of axes and will eventually lose or die. Over on the right-hand side, we see Mr. CieZ going for mines. A lot of mines. Getting mine right there on the cutout there. So, yeah, very nice, very nice. Very aggressive mining. That's going to cause a lot of casualties there for the axes. We do have a Centaur now on the field for CieZ. That is going to rip infantry to shreds. We also see that what is that? Oh, an ambulance is coming down for Lemon. Yeah, I noticed that his infantry wasn't really healed up, so it's kind of unfortunate, but it's fine. And we do have an infantry support gun on the field for Mr. Ari. See it right there. He's gonna start taking some shots. I mean, those are very powerful weapons. Still. Centaur coming up. Gonna be clearing out, pretty much everything here. Grand Squad forced to quickly retreat. The 222 is just getting barraged non-stop. Gonna be taken down. Oh, it gets itself caught there on the... Well, didn't actually get killed. Got itself caught there on the terrain, but it manages to make it out of there. Volks Grenadiers are pushing forward. The Centaur is trying to mow them down as it backs off. Volks Grenadiers do decide to retreat as they extend it a little bit there. But we do have a pack gun on this side, making sure that they can defend, well, pretty much everything. Storm Pios in the center, going to be engaging against the Royal Engineers. Royal Engineers not going to be able to hold on against them. Oh, and like right now you can see there that it switched. But now I switched it over. So yeah, like I said, that's a glitch. That's the first time that it happened. I didn't notice it the first time. But yeah, I should technically be on point for it next time and switch it quickly back. So like I said, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be a little bit janky, but you can get it serviceable at least, right? Working as intended. Grand Squad moving into the center. The Centaur's just going to rip it there, but it just does a little bit of damage. Oh, kills one guy, kills the second, kills the third, and they have the GTFO. We do have double snipers on the field for CieZ. Let's go ahead and put both of them there. There we go. So, double snipers. One of them's just coming out right now. Centaur pushing forward. Going to be running into some mortars and a lot of infantry. The 222 really not going to be able to do too much to it. Needs a little bit more anti-tank. We do have a pack gun on the field for Fortune, which is going to help. And it did do a decent amount of damage there to the Centaur. Pushing it back. So they need a little bit more armor. We have a vehicle? No, that's just that. Oh well. The 222 does end up going down to all the infantry. There's bazookas and everything. Probably was a captain, right? No, I can't even take a look. A lot of infantry, a lot of LMGs over here on the left-hand side. Lemon managing to break a lot of the line here of Adi and Fortune. They're still trying their best here. We do see that a mortar got dropped onto the world. Pack gun trying to move forward. The Rakuten Warfare also setting up to try to stop the Centaur for simply shredding everything to pieces. But Fortune, not in the best of shapes. He has gone for tier 3. Nothing from tier 3 so far. We also have a tank, and that is a Panzer IV coming out for Mr. Adi. Miss? I don't know. It's weird name. And there we go. I'm all over the place. It's kind of hard to keep track of everything that's going on. Adi trying to push a little bit on the left-hand side, not really having too much luck, running into a lot of anti-infantry. We do have double snipers there for CieZ, just setting up behind everything. 16 kills to one, 3 kills to the other. Not too many so far, but now they're going to combine there as long as they're not both shooting at the same entity, which happens like that. That is the problem. You kind of have to tell them both to fire, but like 1 and then 2. Like, if you hotkey both of the snipers at the same time and just tell them to attack, you know, a unit, they're both going to shoot at the same time at the same entity, so it's not going to work. So, you know, you kind of have to do it that way. Like, tell one sniper to shoot and then split, you know, half a second after the other one, tell the other sniper to shoot, and it'll probably be able to acquire a different target. And they're not going to shoot at the same time. Anyways, so we saw the centaur moving up. It destroyed the mortar that got left there on the ground. That was... sorry. On the wrong. There you go. That was Fortune's mortar, because Adi still has the one that he recovered. Grand's trying to push forward. Osttruppens on the field for Fortune as he decides to finally go for the Osttruppen Doctrine. Ends up having to retreat as Osttruppen aren't really going to be able to stand really much at all against the LMGs of the rifles. Grand squad getting itself battered and bruised here, down to one man, forced to retreat, barely makes it out of there. Panzer IV is on the field here for Mr. Adi, going to be trying to push forward with a lot of infantry behind it. We do have a second Panzer IV on the field for Fortune, so you have a nice little tank combo here. We do have a decent amount of anti-tank here, as we have the 57mm light AT gun behind it for Lemon, and we also have the 6-pounders on the field for the CieZ, although where are those? There's one there. Ah, there's the other. Why can't I see both? Oh, there it is. Oof. Panzer IV pushing over on the right-hand side, trying to go against the Centaur. Only manages to get itself killed as there's a lot of AT guns and 6-pounder guns behind it. Centaur basically baiting Fortune there, and he gets himself killed with his Panzer IV. We do still have a Panzer IV for Adi, so the axes are not in horrible shape, but they're not in the best of shape. We do have Fusiliers on the field for Mr. Adi. Panzer Fusiliers. Those will help out quite a bit. Volksgrenadiers down to one man, getting gunned down there by the lieutenant. The lieutenant is down to 2 men, veteran C3, but it is capturing the point. Runs itself into some flames, may potentially kill itself here as a Grand Squad is nearby, and the Fusiliers are just getting some shots in it. Lieutenant manages to just basically walk its way out of the firefight and stay alive. Lucky there for Lemon. Over on the far right-hand side, Volksgrenadiers, the mines over here did get tripped. Did they kill anything? I don't know, maybe. I guess I'll check, and if it, and if nothing died specifically, I'm not even going to bother showing them, so you know now if something happened or not. AT guns on the left-hand side for the Axis, having to back off as the Fusiliers are trying to hold the line against a lot of LMGs. Rifles taking a beating here to the mortars. The mortars doing quite a bit of work here. Infantry support gun being the real hero there. And we do have a Stug coming into play for Fortune as he wants to have some type of vehicle. Since the Centaur is just wrecking everything over on the right-hand side, we see another mortar getting killed. The mortar instead gets picked up by the Royal Engineers, and CieZ is going to steal it. He did damage it a little bit there with his Centaur, but I guess he decided that the, afterwards, like, you know what? I don't actually need to destroy it. I could actually use it against him. Grand Squad trying to retreat from a very, very dangerous situation, gets itself killed. Osttruppen Squad sitting there in the center, getting just shot up in all directions, trying to be a distraction, but they just get themselves killed. Down to 2 men. The snipers could potentially take them out. Oh, the infantry support gun getting a good shot there on the snipers. Doing only some health damage though, but it manages to keep the Osttruppen, the valuable Osttruppen Squad alive. Pile Squad gets itself in a pile of shit and gets killed. Flamethrower going up in flames. And the infantry support gun trying to do as best it can to get a lot of damage in there. Does have veteran C2 and 11 kills, so it's actually doing rather well. The mortar for Adi was the one that got killed and stolen. Fortune going to be building himself another mortar, trying to keep that indirect firepower in play. But it's not seemingly going too well. We see Lemon going for a priest. So priest currently on the field. CieZ still the only one holding the Centaur. So yeah, I mean, the allies doing quite well without having to rely on any type of heavier armor. Stug moves up, gets a good shot there on the Centaur, but the Centaur is actually a pretty heavy tank. It doesn't really die quickly. Takes a good hit, takes some damage, but it's being defended by a 6-pounder gun, so Stug is quickly forced away. We do have a 50 cal, Vickers machine gun for Mr. CieZ. Sitting there covering the center point. Victory points are 452 to 236 in the favor of the Allies. And the Priest getting some artillery barrages there into the center near the victory point. Volksgrenadier squad decides that its best chance of survival is sitting there right on top of one of the artillery craters. And then, realizing its mistake, ends up having to retreat. I do hate when the graphics don't show the explosion. Like, it just does the crater and the damage, but you don't see the big explosion thing like that one. Kind of sucks when that happens. Such a pretty game to look at, and sometimes it just doesn't want to be looked at. So left-hand side still being the best thing, or the biggest engagement here. Fusiliers throwing a grenade at the approaching infantry section. Panzer IV going to be pushing up, going to be trying to stop the approaching infantry as the Fusiliers are forced to retreat. Deciding to turn itself around, exposing its rear to the enemy, and then backing out of the way. Infantry support gun, however, behind it, managing to suppress the infantry, keeping them at bay, essentially. AT guns are moving up there for Lemon. Those are the 57mm AT guns, so, you know, they're not the 6-pounders, but, you know, they can still pack a punch, especially against medium armor. And we do see a call-in of a time-on-target artillery barrage on top of the mortar, and the Grens move out of the way. The artillery barrage does whiff completely, though, so Lemon is unable to really do too much with it except force the retreat of a squad. Stug moving up, getting some shots off at the U.S. forces infantry. The AT gun getting a good shot there on the Stug. Stug getting shot once again, but manages to dodge. No, it's still there. Takes another shot and is now very low in health. Fortune is going to be replacing his sniper finally, getting himself another one at this stage of the game. Probably not the best of ideas as far as, you know, functionality goes, but it's a tough fight here. The Allies are pushing them back quite severely, and the Axis are going to be on the wrong end of a triple cap, which means that we're going to get the glitch once again in a little while. So CieZ and Lemon, or well, Lemon really over here on the left-hand side, going to be pushing with his rifles and their LMGs. LMGs just wrecking all the infantry, not allowing those Volksgrenadiers to put up really any amount of fight. And yeah, it doesn't really good look for the Axis here. The double snipers are still in play. Sniper 1, well, this is Sniper 1 really, has gotten 24 kills, and the Sniper 2, 8 kills. So Sniper 2 lagging behind, but it seems to me like it's because they're both targeting the same thing at the same time. AT guns getting some good shots there on the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV forced to back off. Volksgrenadiers and Fusiliers trying to, well, maybe form a line here, but not really doing too much. Sniper shots continue to fly. The Fusiliers just getting picked out one by one. Shots on the Fusiliers doing some good damage there on the rear echelons, and we see a railway artillery support right on top of the victory point, trying to force away all the infantry. Manages to force the retreat of some. The rear echelon squad managing to run past the area of effect without getting itself killed, luckily. And in the center, we do have the infantry section, just fighting here against Osttruppen and retreating, not wanting to really risk itself too much. So Lemon and CieZ not really doing too much. They're actually in pretty comfortable position. You can already see that CieZ is up to 80 in population cap and is floating a lot of manpower and fuel. He can't get himself a crocodile, and he actually has just enough to get one, so that's probably why he's waiting for that. But if that does get called in, that's probably game. Yeah, there goes the crocodile. And the crocodile is probably going to put an end to the game. We can see here that Fortune doesn't really have anything. He does have a Stug, which is currently stunned up here, and getting shot at on the side by AT guns and snipers. So, wow, gets himself killed, so that's that. And Adi still has his Panzer IV. It's currently over here on the right-hand side, doing what it can, but not too much. So the crocodile is where? Where's the crocodile? Crocodile, oh, there he goes. Barely coming onto the field now.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
125 points left for the Axis as they're still trying to go for the cap. The Panzer IV moves over to the right-hand side, going to get engaged here by the Centaur. The Centaur, actually, he's doing a decent job there at doing some damage. 6-pounder guns from behind, though, doing the most damage there on the Panzer IV. Panzer IV does end up detonating a mine there on the floor and doing some damage to the Centaur in return. The Crocodile is now currently in the center, just burning everything to a crisp. Volksgrenadiers forced to retreat, taking a lot of damage. Flamethrower bursts going off in all directions. It also has the main gun to contend with, so yeah, I mean, the Crocodile is kind of a GG there, and the game should come to a close now. 100 points left. We see that the glitch happens again. The factions get twisted, but then I twist it again. So haha. And yeah.
Capture point. That's right to take it.
And there we go. Adi and Fortune surrender, throwing in the towel and losing their game. This was game 1 of a series, I believe, probably best of 3. I don't think it was anything higher. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to be casting any additional, any series of this. I mean, I'm not covering the tournament in that sense. I'm just going to find some games, pick them off, and yeah, I think I'm going to try for the 2v2 week and go all 2v2s all day, every day. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the overlay. Let's see if we can coordinate and getting it off of there. But yeah, hopefully it adds a little bit more to the 2v2s and you like it. I'll try to perfect it, like I said, and make sure that I don't have that issue where it's switching over all the time and blah, 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 blah. But anyways, guys, I hope you at least enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.